While I have a couple different Breaking Bad minifigures from different brands, whether it is SJ Brick, Citizen Brick, Shaka Brick, I do know that Lifebrick is one of the more popular and well-designed minifigure producers that has made Breaking Bad figures. Finally picked up some of theirs, being their 2-pack for the Walt and Jesse in their orange sort of jumpsuits from, I believe, season 4. So I have the yellow versions in a more classic style, and I do have the older CB ones I'll probably look at eventually. Really liking the packaging while we have it out here, where you can see it is saran wrapped with orange going around it, darker orange on the sides, and it does have the 2 minifigures there to show that it is a multi-pack. Of course, the Breaking Bad logo switched around to have chemical symbols for the LI and BR for Lifebrick, and the Life sort of logo design there as well. It is saran wrap though, so you're not going to be able to open this up and mess around with it. People will know if you have opened it, so that could be something to keep in mind if you have any reselling intentions with this. But for me as a collector, I just want these in my display case. Not going to be a problem for me, so let's go ahead and check them out. After removing the saran wrap, you are able to slide the cases out from the sort of cardboard sleeve. It is a little bit tight, which is probably nice, holds them together pretty well. But a little annoying to get off. I'll do that off camera quick. And we'll have the case, the front one here, Lifebrick logo, the second one with a cool render print of the 2 different minifigures through the meth liquid, which is from the episode that these are based on. Backside will just have foam on both of those, and popping off the lid, cards will come out. We'll have additional foam on both sides of the packaging to make sure that your figures are not getting damaged in transit. Love to see that. So one minifigure will be Walt with his accessories, and of course that will leave Jesse on his own on the other side. Both of these are going to have accessories that complement each other. You can see that the foam cutouts are different for both, with the larger accessory for Walt being on the top right. For Jesse, I guess the bigger one would be on the bottom, and then the masks have different positions. So that's kind of interesting to see there. All that being said, let's check these all out. Just tossing on Jesse first. This is one of those minifigures I have been looking forward to checking out the most in the last couple months. I've been waiting to get it from my parents, so that's why it's a bit of a delay. I've had these delivered, just haven't had them in hand. But just look at the molded gloves, where they are hard plastic, but the sheen as well as just the shaping of them really give them that rubber glove look. And on top of that, you also get great color for the printing, and that is why you go for these Lifebrick minifigures. They definitely knock it out of the park. Just look at the shoe printing going around, where there is even a little bit of black on the very bottom of the back of the legs even. But they probably could have left it off, honestly, because it's not that thick. And there even is a little bit of orange line as well, which follows the bottom of the jumpsuit pants going all the way around. I am really liking the subtle orange differences to give it the different shading. I think there are 2-3 different shades of orange, where there's the very dark, thicker lines, which go along the front of the torso, and I think around the hood there, but also the slightly lighter orange for the wrinkles, and an even lighter orange for the strings there, which that's going to be a bit of an inconsistency that we'll see when we're looking at these Lifebrick hazmat suits. Not a huge deal, but the orange being on his suit here is different than the other 2 versions of these sort of jumpsuits, where those ones have white strings. So that's something we'll notice. Face detailing there, blue eyes, which is a little bit interesting, but that's something they've done for all their Jesse minifigures, so not inconsistent with their previous releases, and makes them a bit more distinct. Get some nice bruise coloring there, along with some other scratches, and their facial hair is always some of my favorite, where it's just very fine detailing. Mouth as well, just great. Good likeness here, and let's go ahead and toss on the hair piece and head piece, which ends up being this very cool gas mask hair combo. And I've noticed it doesn't sit where I feel like it should. I feel like maybe it should be a little bit lower, but that is where it is. The brown for the hair feels a little off to me, where I feel like it should be maybe a slightly different shade does match the facial hair though, and the eyebrows. I guess I kind of thought he had more blondish colored hair, but I guess I might just be remembering the show a little wrong, so my bad if I am. But looking at this gas mask, lots of cool printing around, and even a transparent goggle faceplate type piece, which is very cool to see that. And just additional colors and prints for the sort of air breather type pieces. And it is interesting that there are these straps that wrap around the hair. It is still molded that way, even though they aren't separate parts. I would have loved to have multiple options where you could have the gas mask sort of down over his face or on the top of the head like that, since you see both in the show, obviously, but you can understand how that could drive up the cost, and we will see a different version of this piece even for Walter when we get to him. He came with more accessories, being one of their bottles of chemicals. It has a little bar handle type piece where you can clip it into the hand, and he can pour it into the meth as they're working on it. So very cool to see the way that they did that. And this is hydrofluoric acid. Nice printing on there with the sticker looking print. So that is a nice looking detail. Very easy to read the letters on black printing as well. So it looks cool, and I do really like the shaping of the bottle. And as I said, just the handle and how they designed that is very effective in giving it a plastic bottle effect, which is what they're going for. You know, it is made out of plastic, so it should be pretty easy to translate. On the bottom of it too, there is no anti-stud, so no way to secure it onto a plate or anything like that. You can hold it or just set it somewhere. So that's a bit of a downside, I guess. And I guess we'll have the arm up there. You can see how that sleeve works. Like most custom Lego arm gauntlet type pieces, just take the hand off, slide the arm piece up. Pretty typical there. And I guess I should point it out too on the inside of the legs. More printing to continue all that detailing. One more accessory I'll put on off camera. This is definitely an accessory that I feel like a minifigure probably isn't supposed to actually hold. You're probably just supposed to put it on a table you might build, but it's the tray with some of the blue inside of there. And it's kind of interesting that the meth part of this is actually a separate clear piece that just sits in the tray, which is again why I wouldn't necessarily want this in a minifigure hand, because it could probably fall off, get lost. Also, I just don't want to scrape the silver paint if I don't have to, but another fun little detail to add to a scene if you wanted to mock it up. But that's what we got for Jesse. I do think this is a great addition to my Breaking Bad collection. And let's check out the walt that goes with him, which will pretty much be the exact same figure. The legs, most of the torso, arms, all going to be the same as Jesse, but you can see right there he has white strings for his hood versus Jesse's lighter orange. So I pointed that out in an earlier section, obviously. Weird to see that difference. We'll see that again in the next Breaking Bad video when I review the Gus Fring minifigures. But look at Walt's face design here. He has the bandage over his nose, great facial hair, just the intensity in the eyes and glasses going all around there. Very fine line work that is giving great likeness to Bryan Cranston, obviously. That is why I wanted to get one of their figures. You know, I have the Citizen Brick one, but a little bit more cartoony, a little more stylized. This has great detailing. It's very lifelike, which is fitting for a company called Lifebrick. Glad they can knock likenesses out of the park, obviously. But like I said, pretty much the same figure other than the head. Comes with, like I mentioned already too, another gas mask, which will go over his head. But this one is slightly different because it doesn't have the extra hair. So that is kind of fun to see. It'll have the exact same detailing on the mask part with pink, yellow, clear. So very consistent. Of course, some more accessories for him. You get a printed tile that is a clipboard with some different check marks on it. No actual detailing on there. Pretty much just a shopping list, I guess, or just them going through the process as they're making the product. So that is just a nice little accessory to get. I'm sure it's referencing one of the episodes from this season, but could also be used for anybody. If you have any other office type mocks or builds, definitely could use that. We also get a molded barrel of the chemical that they use to give it the blue coloring. That was a pretty big part of the show. Don't remember the specific name, but it has the B logo printed on yellow on the top. That's the only printing. and it is hollow on the inside, but does have the anti-stud connections like a round 2x2 barrel or tile plate, whatever. So taking Walt off to show off how this works, you just need 2 studs next to each other to secure it. Obviously having the 4 stud connections in some capacity would make it better to actually connect. It would hold it a lot better, but it will fit in the Lego system. So that's kind of nice. Since it is completely hollow, you wouldn't really want it on a mock, like on its side, because you'd see it's empty, break a little bit of the immersion there, but very cool piece. I do really like the molding here. Obviously very accurate to a barrel. So good to get that. And I guess that's kind of it for these minifigures. A lot of great detailing, a lot of cool accessories, all the molded parts look great, and of course the likenesses, as I pointed out, are spot on. But with that being said, let's go to the final comparisons and of course the final verdict. When looking at my collection of Breaking Bad, I guess, hazmat type suits, it's a little bit of evolution from very simple design to, of course, top of the line detailed minifigures. Same goes for Walt as well as Jesse, where it's the evolution in the show going from the older suits to the later seasons. And all of them have a little bit of improvement, of course, some different designs. These might be a little over the top on the detailing for some people. For me, definitely like the accuracy to the characters and of course the likenesses, as I mentioned during the review. Citizen Brick ones also have a very nice sort of flavor to them. And of course, simplicity that would be a lot closer to Lego than the over-the-top extra molded parts and over-detailed accessories. Not what Citizen Brick and of course Lego would typically do, but doesn't mean that it's a bad look. And I definitely think different molded accessories to enhance a display definitely go a long way if you're going for accuracy, of course. And I feel like these new versions will fit in with other characters, whether it is one of the more modern Citizen Brick Breaking Bad minifigures, or of course the Jaka Saul Goodman, which again is just another very great detailed minifigure that doesn't take a lot to put it above and beyond. This does have a lot more of a Lego style and fits pretty consistently with those ones over there. I did upgrade this one with some Citizen Brick legs, so not the base figure there, but fits into the universe, and lots of the same sort of prints and everything that make these ones so great are on that one too. So if you're looking to expand this line of the Lifebrick ones, definitely would recommend the Jaka minifigure there. And like I said, we got the Gus Fring minifigures to go with these two that I'll take a review at. I'm considering getting the Hector Salamanca as well as the face blown off version of Gus, but not sure yet. We'll see. All that being said, though, what do you think of these minifigures? Do you have a preference between the more detailed and extra molded minifigures like these ones, or more simplified stuff? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see more Lego Breaking Bad or custom Lego videos in general, check out the videos on my channel. I have been Brick Raddy App, and I will see you in the next video.